Greetings, Minecrafters, and welcome to another Minecraft discussion today in the deep woods with no bugs. Don't want to say it too soon. Shouldn't say no bugs. Obviously, the bugs reside here, but I think maybe because it's a little rainy, they're hiding or something. So yay! All right. So my name is Kimberly Quinn. There's little Giovanni. Thrilled to be here with you today, and I'm inspired today by just the universe in general. I think about how freaking dangerous autopilot is. You know, people, we walk around, many of us, much of the time, so zoned out. Oh, look at little G. Just so zoned out and thinking that's a way to relax. That is not a way to relax, really, because we are basically, okay, when we use the word dangerous, right? Dangerous means something potentially harm us, even threaten our lives, right? Well, autopilot fits in that definition of dangerous because it can harm us and it absolutely threatens our lives because it's a thief of our most valuable commodity. Is not even the right word, but there isn't one for our life minutes, right? Our most precious, valuable life minutes. It's a thief because here's the thing: from a cognitive standpoint, cognitive psychological standpoint, I'm on that bridge that we love. It's very contemplative here. From a cognitive psychological standpoint, nothing is making it into the bookshelves of long-term memory unless we are paying attention to it. What we pay attention to, what we attenuate to, which is kind of like a sexy 14-karat word for pay attention. What we attenuate to is the working memory decides, like a little bike wheel, what stays, what goes. Only what it can actually, makes it on the grid of the working memory is going to make it to the bookshelves. So when we want to retrieve something later, you know, like our childhood memories of, you know, baking chocolate chip cookies with dad or hunting with granny or whatever, we can pull that off because we were focused as kids. So when we're walking around all zoned out on autopilot, those life minutes are going right down the rabbit hole, and that is just it. And Oprah, actually, she was talking about this morning before my new watch yelled at me. I have a Garmin and it said move, and I was only watching Oprah for like 4 minutes. Jeez, I was like, geez, technology's yelling at me now. Anyway, Oprah was again talking about this is current. It was like she did it like yesterday or something, about the whispers turning into bricks, and what we're paying attention to cognitively matters because of the memory thing we just talked about. If you want to retrieve it later, you got to pay attention now. Actually, before Oprah, just 1 second, John Kabat-Zinn says, with the mindfulness thing, we need to be in this moment as if our lives depended on it, because our lives do depend on it. That's it. So, and then Oprah with the whispers turning into bricks thing, she is so right. And I'll tell you, I've been hit over the head a few times because we do that. Life is constantly talking to us. I think we were having this conversation yesterday, constantly talking to us. And unless we are paying attention, we're going to keep getting that quiz over and over again. And not only do we get the quiz over and over again, but we can also get very, very misguided and off the path to authenticity when we're not listening to the whispers. Then bang, something happens health-wise, or bang, we're not paying attention to those whispers, you know, in a bad relationship, and then that goes south. And meanwhile, we're missing out on somebody who's amazing the whole time, because that's how the universe works. You know, okay, fine. If you want to stay with this toxic person, you go right ahead. Meanwhile, you know, Mr. and Mrs., you know, anybody in between, right, is off with somebody else now. Same thing. Who else used to talk about this? Sarah Von Brednick, I think it was, with the whispers as far as creativity. Like, you know, the universe is saying, wow, you know, it's time to write that children's book you've always wanted to, you know, write. And then if you're so busy and wrapped up and not listening to the whispers, here's your opportunity, or here's your opportunity to act like you've always wanted to do, or here's your opportunity to start a business or whatever, right? Unless we're living deliberately, which means listening, and listening also leads to hearing. Listening and hearing, not the same thing. We've got to hear it. So unless we're hearing it and we're receptive like a catcher's mitt, right, then it's going to go right by us. The universe is going to pick somebody else to have that acting role, somebody else to write the children's book, somebody else to start that business with that great new idea, somebody else to do the video that's going to go viral or whatever, because you're not listening, right? So we have to actually... it sounds like it takes so much effort. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. Or I should say, anything worthwhile in life takes effort. So I got to back that up. It's actually more of a slowing down than it is, you know, like a big push, because the messages are coming in every day. So the effort is just in helping ourselves become more receptive, more alert, more awake, which means to be mindful, to be mindful. So it's about attention and intention. Living deliberately is about attention and intention. And ironically, I didn't think of it until now, but Thoreau did his whole thing out in the woods because you know what? And obviously I gotta paraphrase him. Basically, he went into the woods because he didn't want to like die feeling like he didn't live. And that is what happens when we're on autopilot. We're not really living. We're just wasting our inertia, as Maya Angelou would say. We're wasting our emotion. We're wasting our time on this planet, on this wonderful planet. And so attention and intention. Okay, so that's the attention. Got to attenuate. It's going to make it to memory, become part of us. Right? It's why people are so afraid of Alzheimer's, because it feels like you lose that person. They lose themselves because the memory, is our whole story of it's everything. Our stories and our experiences, just everything. So, okay, attention. And the next is intention. I think a lot of you know that I have a morning routine, and so do lots of people who are, out there trying to do really good things. I was actually just listening to Tony Robbins yesterday, too, about his morning routine. Of course, he's like super athletic. He has a huge morning routine. Many of us have like a 15-minute routine. Mine's like 5 to 7 minutes. Hot tea, gratitude journal. I say some prayers for people and communities that I'm a part of. And then I set an intention. And sometimes it's my intention today is to relax. My intention today is to be worry-free. My intention today is to have a calm mind. My intention today is to have fun. My intention today is to be fully awake, meaning mindful. I have all kinds of them that I say. My intention is to trust the process with a capital P. That's if I've got something going on. And for me, it's God. I surrender to God. My intention today is to surrender whatever challenging thing is going on with whoever or whatever. There you go. Done now. Wash my hands. And sometimes it's to enjoy lunch with the person I know I've got a lunch plan with or whatever. But the thing is, I don't think people realize the power of attention and intention, which basically sums up life. It sums up life. If we're paying attention with intention, okay, paying attention and with intention, man, we've got the world by the ass. And I also every day I ask, how can I be of service? And for you, that can be to the universe, higher power, whatever. And inevitably something happens. So the only way we can really arrive, continue to arrive, because it's about the journey, right? At living our highest vibration, the highest version of ourself, is with those two things, attention and intention, because this is the only way we are going to align ourselves with what the universe, higher power has in store for us. When our personality, our wonderful uniqueness is in alignment with the universe and what we are meant to do, that is when there is no stopping us. It's like, our cup just runneth over and over, and we're just so filled up. And I'm in the flow zone, teaching and educating and doing these videos and being on a stage at whatever, university, especially my own. I love when I'm doing workshops at Champlain, and that is how it happens. Attention and intention. We've got to live deliberately. As my dear friend also who passed, Robin Williams, would say in Dead Poets Society, one of my favorite movies, carpe diem, like seize the day. It sounds cheesy, but it's real, because these life minutes right here, right now, are all we have. Okay, it's about paying attention and setting an intention, because autopilot is dangerous. Just say no to zoning out. That's it. This is Kimberly Quinn signing off with little Giovanni, who's waiting so patiently. Have a mindful day.